Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to tell you is very disturbing. This is the most disturbing stories that I've ever done as a content creator. Now, I did a story of then 11-year-old boy. His name is Adarian Murray. And this incident happened in Indianola, Mississippi, when a police officer shot him in the chest while protecting his mother. Now, this story I'm about to tell you is really crazy. So you better fasten your seatbelts because Lions Den will tell it to you. But all because his mother was involved with DV with one of her children's father. And now the same system, plans to take her kids, the rest of her kids, away from her. So we're going to go ahead and read this article, but this will break your heart like it did mine. So I hope you prepare for this because this is, to me, is outrageous and it's crazy. So here we go. It says a Sunflower County, Mississippi woman could lose custody rights to her children nearly a year after an Indianola police officer shot her then 11-year-old son, Adarian Murray, in the chest at the family's home in May of 2023. In court filings, Sunflower County prosecuting attorney Gwendolyn Jemison, the woman in the bottom of your screen there, cited the shooting while accusing Nikayla Murray of neglecting her 3 children. To even think of losing her kids at this point over something that is not her fault is just unbelievable. It's outlandish, Nikayla Murray's attorney Carlos Moore told the Mississippi Free Press on Thursday. Let me stop you right there. Now, a woman, your own color, a prosecuting attorney, plans to take away your 3 children over DV, over the then 11-year-old son. Call for help. Call because his mother was in trouble. He was trying to protect his mother from an abused man. Now think about it for a moment. Adarian called for help. When the police arrived, he was in their home. And basically, the same police officer shot then 11-year-old son. Which, the thing of it is, the mother didn't have no fault at all dealing with a DV incident, and she want to take her kids away from her. Unbelievable. And it gets worse. Now check this out. It says Jemison filed papers in the Sunflower County Youth Court against Nikayla Murray that alleged an unnamed witness saw Murray's ex-boyfriend John Nolden frequently assaulting her in front of the kids. The petition said the witness said the shooting of 11-year-old Adarian Murray was a result of the mother-boyfriend DV that had been happening for years. Last year, Moore told the Mississippi Free Press that Adarian Murray called 911 late on the evening of May 20th, 2023, after he heard Nikayla Murray crying and asking him to call for help after Nolden, who she was no longer with at the time, showed up at the house. When Capers arrived at the home, the Capers, keep in mind, Capers was the cop that shot the 11-year-old boy. Okay, so Moore said the police officer commanded everyone to put their hands up. And Adarian Murray walked out with his hands up. The lawyer said Capers then shot the 11-year-old in the chest. He survived after a hospital stay. Being obedient, Adarian Murray heard the command and came out with his hands up, Moore said last year. And seconds later, after leaving his room, turning a corner into the living room, he was shot in the chest by Greg Capers. Basically, the 11-year-old child has complied with that officer. See, Adarian shouldn't have been shot that evening. He called for help. That police officer shouldn't even have a badge. So he shot this 11-year-old boy, and because he complied with his command. See, to me, this is unacceptable. And I'm very disappointed of the Mississippi State criminal justice system down there. Why would you? All because of DV, the 11-year-old boy, all he did was call for help. To help his mom. Because he was involved in an abusive relationship. Unfortunately, that officer who commanded to put their hands up, then shot the 11-year-old boy, Darian Murray. I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe that it really happened. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It gets more, because this is ridiculous and it's unfair. Let's continue. It says the attorney said on Thursday that the effort to terminate Nakila Murray's custody right is unfair because the officer is who shot her son, not Nolden. Nobody had been shot before the cop came, Moore said. Capers apologized last year in a statement through his lawyer, saying he did not mean to shoot the child. The problem is the ex-boyfriend, not the one who shot the boy. It's the cop, Moore said on Thursday. Last year, Nakila Murray filed a $5 million lawsuit against the city of Indianola Police Chief Ron Sampson and Officer Greg Capers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's Officer Greg Capers right there on the bottom of the screen. He's the one who's responsible of shooting that then 11-year-old boy. I'm still pissed off about this. He shouldn't even have a badge. And I'm sorry. Bringing this cop back on the force is like a slap in the face with the Murray family. It really is. Why you want to bring this man back after he shot then 11-year-old child? Over because he called for help to help his mother be getting out an abusive relationship. After he heard screams, he dialed 911. Then the 11-year-old boy did the right thing. And guess what? It's not on this article here, but he was in an interview, in a TV interview, along with his mother, Nakila, told that reporter that he had nightmares that he was in a casket after he was shot by that same officer. He been having nightmares. This is mainly the reason why. Let me finish this. Now, the Indianola Board of Aldermen voted to suspend Capers without pay in June of 2023, but he remains an employee of the Indianola Police Department after a grand jury declined to indict him over the shooting on December 14, 2023. Murray must report to the Sunflower County Youth Court on April 17th to defend her right to continue to have custody of her 3 children. Nolden fathered one of Darian Murray's siblings and will also have to appear in court to defend his custody rights. The Mississippi Free Press contacted Jemison for an interview, but did not receive a response by press time. So let me get this straight. You're telling me that the mother of then 11-year-old boy had to appear in court along with the man who's alleged abused her. They stayed in court side by side to battle who will get the 3 children. All because the prosecuting attorney has decided to take these kids away from her over something she didn't even have control over. It wasn't her fault that she was involved in an abusive relationship. She was involved in DV. And they decided to take these kids away from her. Now, they was in the courtroom, and I'm just being honest, when they was in a grand jury, after they decided, and this is the end of the article, after they decided to go ahead and to take that kid, and to take those 3 kids away from her, it breaks my heart. Now, you know, the little boy was there, the mother, Nikila, was there, right? They were there because of the grand jury. And when they found out that they decided not to indict that officer of his shooting, of a Darian Murray shooting, he was in disbelief. He was crying. That then 11-year-old boy was crying. Now, I know a lot of people, a lot of people are going to say, well, why he was in the court in the first place? He was strong enough to tell the grand jury what happened to him. He was brave. And then the grand jury still say, we will not indict this officer. Ladies and gentlemen, shows you that it's bad enough that people in the black community had to deal with racism, had to deal with police officers every single day. It's bad enough that we going through that. What's making it even worse, that it's your own kind that's doing this. Your own people. How sickening does this story get, right? Basically, you almost lost your 11-year-old child. Luckily, he survived. And then the same system want to take the 3 kids away from you because of what happened before that? That they've been involved in DV? Really? Sickness to my stomach, people. It really is. Y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I'll talk to you in my next video. This is Lions Den signing off. Deuces.